All right, everybody. Happy Wednesday, hump day, get after it day, right? Before we know it, here we go for the weekend again. Good Lord willing. So here's the deal. Um, we had no birthdays today that we saw. So if it's your birthday or somebody you know that's on the coach's corner, please let us know. We don't want to forget anybody. Um, and I'm glad to be back with you. Um, to I do not like missing the coach's corner, but it was inevitable yesterday. Couldn't be in two places at once. So the word for this day is preposterous. But before I get to it, I want to say this. Tonight, if you're in our company, we have a open thing to where James Zhang and I are going to do a different opportunity look at PartnerCo. So if you don't know about it, get with somebody. It's all over the place. And then, um, okay, well, I'll cover that in a little bit. So let's get right into the word preposterous. How many times have you used that word in your life? I've used it some. It's preposterous, but not many times. But I do know what it stands for. It's like something absurd, ridiculous. It's contrary to logic that almost defies belief. AI. Google at one point. What about the iPhone? How about the credit card? My great granddad would have said the credit card is preposterous. And today, most of us couldn't survive without a credit card in our pocket. Most of us wouldn't be able to show up to some stores because they'd say, we need a debit or a credit card. But so many decades ago, that would have been preposterous. So it's a situation that sometimes seems backwards or upside down. The kind of thing that makes people say, you've got to be kidding me. I remember when the Bitcoin was a nickel. You got to be kidding me. Digital currency? What? Preposterous. Maybe not. But here's the thing, what's labeled preposterous often depends on your perspective. There's a book and it challenges all kinds of beliefs. So I'm not saying you better put your, seatbelt on if you're going to read it, but it's Outwitting the Devil by Napoleon Hill. The book actually was published after him and his wife had passed because they knew it'd be controversial. But it really, the things a lot of times we think is preposterous is our own upbringing. It's our own rituals. It's the way we were raised. It's the things that we were taught. Do you know what's preposterous? That food pyramid. Oh my goodness. You mean to tell me the food pyramid for years and years and years and years and years? That's the gospel because they said it was until it wasn't. So I love this. I love challenging thoughts, right? You shouldn't drink that. You shouldn't eat that. You shouldn't do that. Is that perspective from your own upbringing or is that research? A lot of times it's perspective. It's not research. So I'll give you some examples. When the Wright brothers said humans couldn't fly or could fly, that was, could you imagine before there ever was a plane in the air? Somebody saying, come on, Brenda Carlton, let's jump up in this thing, see if it'll take off. Okay, I'm not going. I'll let you go first. Preposterous. What about when somebody said, hey, we're going to try to carry this supercomputer in my pocket? You'd been like, are you lost your mind? Well, today they're designing homes with computers called with beads of concrete, making this home that with can withstand wind, like massive storms. People say it's preposterous. Is it? I don't know. Maybe it's on the verge of being a 5 cent Bitcoin to what it is today. We never know. Could be the Wright brothers saying, "Oh, we will fly," and they did, and it changed our world as we know it. There's some people that say getting in an 8 passenger plane, that's preposterous. Is that perspective? Is it logic? Is it facts? Or is it just the way you feel? So in essence, here's where I go with this. Preposterous things, it challenges the norm. Preposterous dreams require courage. I say this all the time in network marketing in my profession. If you're the person that just wants to swim with everybody else, you'll make some money in network marketing. But if you're the person that wants to swim against the current, challenge the norm, have the courage to do and do something different, there's a lot of wealth to be created. It gets to be your choice. Preposterous actions rewrite what's possible. Roger Bannister rewrote what was possible with the 4 minute mile. And since then, the 4 minute mile has been broke over and over and over again because he challenged the norm. And I'm going to turn it to Andrea, but I'll say what preposterous is. Preposterous is what the cheap seat critics will say about you and me when we're out challenging our limits, not limiting our challenges. When we're out dreaming rather than just sitting and squatting and going, this is the way it's going to be. I'm 50 years old. I've created what I'm going to create, and I'm just going to kind of survive for the rest of my life. The minute I step past that and I get over to this land of uncomfortable and I start growing, I start challenging, I start working on my health and my body, I start working on my finances, I start working on my business, I start doing things different, I start using AI to leverage in my business to help it grow more. People will say it's preposterous. People will say, what are you doing? But just know this, you're swimming against the current. And ladies and gentlemen, that's where greatness is found. Just go back to the good book. They challenge the norm. Andrew, I'll turn it to you.
Well, great lesson this morning. And it is preposterous. This is an impossible word to say. The more you say it, the harder it gets. But it is crazy to get into an eight-seater plane. And that is 100% my perspective and probably not reality. But I still feel that way. Okay, guys? So the quote that I found was all great ideas were once considered preposterous. Can't say it anymore. But sometimes in life, we have to do the things that seem crazy to everybody else because the ordinary rarely leads to something extraordinary. So, what I kind of looked into was some of the things that we might do that might see, and I'm just going to go, just you guys fill in the blanks. I'm going to say crazy, and you guys can say the real word. Brent, say it for me one more time. I can't say it.
Preposterous. You got to say it with intention and excitement. Like John Frick just asked you to change a tire, Andrea, on his tractor. You would go, John, that's preposterous.
That is preposterous. I wish I could, John. Teach me first.
So
Okay.
it's got to be, it's
So,
more of an aggressive word. You got to get aggressive with it. Like,
okay.
are you
I'm gonna
kidding me?
try. It is so
Okay.
hard to say. Okay,
Go ahead.
we're working on it. So, the idea of chasing a dream bigger than your current reality often looks preposterous to other people until it works. I think about many, many moons ago. So 15 years ago, give you a little backstory into the Rosser family. I had worked in real estate for 17 years, not selling houses, nothing that exciting. I worked on the spreadsheet side of things. I know you guys can't picture that, but I loved me a good spreadsheet back then too, and did this for a really long time. And then the whole housing crisis happened, and I watched this career very slowly, very painfully die. And now I found myself in a position where I needed to reinvent myself and do something new. And you know, the number of people that thought it was preposterous for me to move into a network marketing space, many. I was worried that maybe it was a little bit crazy as well. But man, I am so grateful because it freed me up for the next 15 years. It's created more for my family than I ever thought possible. I love this industry and I would recommend it to anyone today. But at the time, I had a lot of people, doing, that dog look where they kind of tilt their head. You're going to do what? Right? Well, I did, but people thought that that dream was a little bit crazy before I had the proof behind it. And Coach, you already talked about some of these, and this brings me back to that career that I had. I truly remember when we moved from couriers. So we would have a courier that would deliver all of our important documents. They would come 3 times a day. And then we got this crazy machine, a fax machine, and we would stand around it. Like we would watch this thing work because it was so exciting and so new and a little bit preposterous. Like, how could we trust this? How do we know it was secure? How safe were these documents? Is this really the same and as good as having a carrier? But you know what? It moved us in the right direction. And now, if you told your kids, I actually had to fax something not too long ago. And I'm like, I don't even know where you would find a fax machine. I actually had to download an app on my phone to turn this into a fax machine because you can't really find them anymore because they moved, they were once preposterous and now they're outdated. Think about the how now we've moved to email. Right. And that's even more, how crazy was that? Like, we're just going to send it off into the universe and then it magically is going to show up somewhere. And the next thing is we've got to make sure, and this can be a hard one because what do you say, Coach, a lot? Oh my gosh, I'm not even going to give you enough clues to fill this in. But the social acceptance, the fear of social acceptance. And sometimes we can let the fear of looking a little bit foolish stop us from walking in faith, where we say, you know what? I see something bigger, right? Pat's like, you know what? I see something that I think that I can go on 52 hikes this year, but I don't want to put it out there in the world because people might think I'm a little bit foolish. So I don't go on that journey. Well, Pat didn't let it stop her. She went and she's been hiking all over the world for the last couple of years now, I believe. So great job, lady. But we can stop ourselves because we're afraid of looking foolish. Next is growth often starts with that crazy idea, but then we follow it up by relentless belief and bold action, just like the way we're supposed to say this word boldly. And then what seems preposterous today will be proof of your vision tomorrow. So just like those Wright brothers, we thought it was crazy, but now we hop all over this world. My son said that it's, well, I guess it is April now, but he said, "Huh, this is my 8th flight this year." And I went, "That's preposterous. How in the world have you been on 8 airplanes? And it's only the 4th month of the year." And he's like, "Well, we've just been around a lot of places." And I went, "Wow, but once upon a time, we would have thought that getting on an airplane alone was absolutely preposterous." So, love this one, Coach. I thought it was a fun word, even though I really cannot say it. I can't say it. We'll have lessons a little bit after.
Again, you got to bring it. You got to bring it to say that word preposterous. All right.
Say it with confidence.
Guys, have an amazing Wednesday. Happy hump day to you. We love you. Super grateful for you. We'll see you back tomorrow.
It's
Love you guys. Have a beautiful day.
Have a blessed day.
morning.
Awesome work.
Blessed
You
day,
have a
everybody.
Thank
wonderful
you.
Wednesday.
Oh, that's
God
preposterous.
God
Thank
bless
you.
everyone.
Thank
Thank
you.
love
you.
you guys.